for Anders and Semmler.
Well, we are certainly ready here. It's NIP and G2, probably the match of the day here. The French playing the Swedes, and the panel, they're all on the Swedish side. And Semmler, we know you could go either way.
Exactly.
With the maps, I mean. With the maps, I mean.
With the teams as well, bro, because I'm an honorary Swede now after all. I've been living there for quite some time. So I win regardless. You're the Dane here. Who do you think is going to win?
I mean, actually, coming into this, I was going to go for G2 as sort of an outside pick, just because I felt it would be a bit edgy. I might just stick with that. I don't think that the game against Selfless, I doubt that G2 will have put much effort into looking at Selfless at all, and they probably underestimated them a bit. NIP, they know much better, and a sort of a historical matchup between these players, I feel like it's going to be incredible. So I'm gonna go with G2. Why not? Body is up here on the train in the back line, and he's going to have so many targets. This is going to be rough. Flashbang as well. And he does fall back. At least he doesn't go down. Gets a good headshot there, long range, but high ground move is coming in, and it's get right up on that high ground. See if Smith can maybe pick up a kill here. No one's died yet for G2. They're just trying to mount this retake.
Body's actually managing to pick up one. Get right finally going to get in with the flank on, with the help of Forrest as well. Get right just wrecking house. Get right with another kill. That's 3, now 4 for Get right, and he could get the ace. He's running back towards lower, and that's exactly where Scream is playing from. And Get right's lined up on the angle. Scream trying to do the best that he can to get that lucky headshot, but he knows that Forrest is in the back line. He knows that Forrest is coming for him, and that's going to be an easy, clean kill. But it's still a 1v2, and there just isn't so much time left on this bomb. The pressure is mounting, and basically it's all over here for Scream. Now it's all a question of whether Get right can get 5. There's a surprise, and there's Get right. Pistol ace to start things off versus G2 for NIP.
Just basically Get right saying, hey, Shucks, I heard you like pistol round aces, so, you know, how do you like this? What a way to get started. And I mean, that was an ace to counter what was a very strong start for G2 in that round. Body picking up the first 2 kills, and that should have probably been the round for the French side here.
That definitely, I mean, with the bomb down, pushing aggressively like that, you thought they had everything in the bag for G2 there. But NIP, they played it so well. They just kept that pressure on. They never really let them get it set. But I mean, obviously, if Get right's going to be hitting shots, it certainly helps as well. Scream is going to take that peek, and he gets the first headshot onto Exist. Nobody prepared for that kind of a pressure coming out from Scream, and, well, Pyth is just a little bit too late to actually get the follow-up. 3 players, soon to be all 5 players here for G2 on the inner side as well.
Great rotation coming in, and Scream laying waste with the Deagle, picking up a second kill and pushing through the smoke. It's going to be RPK to pick up that one, and a follow-up as well. He finally drops, and Forrest, that's a clean click. Look at that, but Shock's going to take care of business, and G2 bouncing immediately back into the game.
Jeez, that performance exactly. Between Shock, Scream, and RPK, they're all just hitting crazy shots. Not going to get that second one, but still, the first one clean enough. And, well, that's the thing. NIP, we're expecting some passive play out of G2, but this is the issue when you run up against confident teams like this, European teams. They will constantly look for any kind of weakness in your setup, and they will be aggressive. They will go for the push. And just like that, Scream, he sets the pace by just going for the push into Brown Halls like that. Sets the pace with the opening kill. Kind of forces NIP out onto that site, which was perfect considering his team had already rotated over.
Pyth quick into main. Scream close range there with the MP9. Gonna take both the kills, and he was down on 1 health, so that's pretty efficient play there.
He's so frightening when he gets lined up, man. Freiburg will be able to bring 1 back versus RPK, so there is a little bit of something to work with here. Get right's got that dig, and he's not gonna find the spray shot. Hits 2, but it's not gonna be good enough. Smith's even knifing the corpse. For shame, Smiths. Get right calling him out a little bit.
Coming up in the 4th round, NIP, I mean, because of the buy in the last one, they just don't have what it takes right now. Pyth and Exist haven't really shown themselves on the board just yet, but I mean, I guess that doesn't matter too much at this point in time. Still fairly early days here on Train.
Let's see. Well, NIP, this is a hard eco. Not a single dollar spent pretty much. Straight out onto the B side. They're hoping to just get lucky over on the defense and get that bomb planted quickly here. Body holds the line, though. Is going to spot Pyth on the lower ground and turns away as they come out on upper, but they're all so low. And Freiburg suicides. That's Pyth's job, Freiburg, not yours.
That is true. That used to be his thing.
That was his ladder right there. At least he didn't have a negative this round, you know?
Yeah. Some ancient history. Going into the 5th round, no AWP to pick up some early shots, which is, I mean, very useful when you're playing on the T side of Train, but all they have is AKs.
And they have the nade count to go with it, so NIP, they actually have some options. They could go for the hard execute if they wanted to. Force is going to be setting up one smoke towards that A site fairly soon here. And maybe because of the aggression from Scream earlier on, but they are going to be putting the smoke down to block off that upper ramp. Get right. With this aggressive smoke from the CT side, fully set up to catch somebody out. Instead, it's over on the A side of things. Trade 1-for-1 to start things off. Pyth is laid low, but he picked up a kill on Scream to start things off. Smith with that AWP is in play, but Forrest going to catch him out. Big headshot coming in there from Forrest to start things.
Yeah, and you've got to wonder what Smith is doing at that point in time. There's not even anyone there who can pick it up. But Get Right's going to get caught, and that's the big kill coming in from Body right now. They have a lot of control outside, though. Forrest tapping away and very nearly getting the shot on RPK.
And this is where it starts to get a little readable here for G2, because that is, I mean, NIP, they always like to go for that. That's one of their standard plays on Train. Put Forrest out through A main, put Get Right lurking on B, and you have an idea of where they're going to be coming from. Forrest, unfortunately, he had a chance to go for a 2-for-1. Will missed the shot as well. RPK just narrowly dodging death, only to find it a second later. And the follow-up, not going to happen. Shoxy snuffs Forrest, and it's all on Exist now. The 1v2 clutch possibility here for NIP to bring it back to a 3-on-2. But both players now alive on the site for G2, and it's all on Exist getting the drop on him. Spots the first man out, but whiffs the spray. And with both kits, both players have kits, more than enough time for the defuse. And G2, they take the lead.
I mean, that was actually just a very smart play from Exist, because he comes in from the same angle that Shox does, so it's unlikely they'll check there, and in fact they didn't, so you're right. It's a bit shocking that he couldn't get that kill, but G2 gonna be excited about that. NIP with the bomb plant, just barely able to make the buy. Again, putting down the bomb, even if you lose the round, it's the $800 bonus. Without that, I think they wouldn't have been able to buy as much as they could here. Maybe even just have gone for a straight save.
Well, they're really interested in just exactly keeping that pressure up right now. They know that they dropped it down to 2 players for G2, so the economy isn't just going to be, running away on them. Instead, it is NIP Get right on the edge of the smoke, maybe waiting for a signal from his teammate to flash some kind of opening to go pushing through. Oh no, it's going to be the boost. Clever. Spot right over that smoke, Get right. Doesn't look down though. There was a little bit of a risk of somebody being there lying in wait, but lucky break for Get right this time.
And RPK on the corner. He's got backup as well. Smith's going to take a bit of a peek, and then they exchange in for the rifle and jump right out, and they weren't expecting that. RPK with a very good kill and some good damage onto Freiburg. NIP still making an entrance onto this A bomb side. There is a guy up in Sniper, and that's going to be Scream. Look at this high ground advantage he's got going on. Did he actually spot someone down there? I'm not sure if you could see the feed of Exist, but it's going to be Forrest sneaking on in, and Scream waiting patiently, and he gets rewarded with a kill, but he's still going to be going down. Pyth picking up the quad kill, and I think Scream maybe just a little bit too hesitant up there. His team died before he was even put into play.
Yeah, monster round from Pyth. Quad kill for him. You have him on your screen there. I mean, that guy, this is also the guy who killed himself, on the ladder on B site way back in the day. Bought a nega, 4-spot it, then threw himself off the ladder and died. Never really lived it down. He actually has a ladder emote on his stream just because he owns it.
We like to keep those things alive, Just can't just forget about stuff like that.
No, man, that's part of our culture, our history.
Shox and Smith picking up an AWP each here, trying to see if they could shot NIP out of the round. And if they don't, then their own economy is going to be extremely bad. So a lot of riots on this one round. Neither team could really buy. So yeah, there's going to be some breathing space for the winning team. And we'll see. Looked like they wanted to boost over the smoke, but they gave up on that. Shoulder peek in, and Shox, he's looking, he's watching.
This is way too close for comfort. And the timing would have worked out perfectly if he'd have taken the shot before jumping up, but Shox has no way of knowing that. Of course, he doesn't have the X-ray. Exist, however, is going to catch out bodies. That's the lower ramp open, and now the pressure is going to be here on Shoxy. When does he go for the peek? They have no idea that he's holding up here on the other side of the smoke, and he's going to be able to deny the plant. Spots the second man out. Shots are coming through from Forrest, and the smoke clears. So an easy kill there. Pyth up close to connector, though, not going to find the follow-up kill. Instead, he's going to get wiped out by RPK, and we're back into a 3-on-3.
It bought a lot of time for the rotation to come in. It's only now that the bomb has been planted here. Exist must have seen that one guy over on the right-hand side. Some grenades coming out as well. Smith's picking up a good shot, and Exist going to be going down, and Freiburg up on the high ground, but this is not good. He doesn't have any grenades, and Smith will take him out. And a 5-2 lead here. And even with the bomb plant here for NIP, doubt they can go for any kind of reasonable buy.
And a double op save as well here, picked up for G2. They get to hold on to both of those sniper rifles. This is going to get very tricky indeed. Shoxy there, I mean, that was just so clever, so sneaky. He's not even getting killed. He's not even getting spotted by the man on the site. That's just Forrest in desperation, putting shots through the smoke, hoping to get lucky, realizing his error. But the countdown begins here for NIP, and they're in a bit of a tight spot. And I think that this is just going to be a half buy from them. Exist will spend a little bit of money on an AK Kevlar, but this is just because he had so much. He's dropping it back in line with his teammates. So after this round of eco, they should be able to buy here NIP. Well, let's see. I mean, the hero AK, we've seen some crazy plays in the past where a single player, he's really able to make that single rifle work. Exist used to buy the AWP as well back in the day. Try and do the same thing.
This is true. Smith is quite far down on Ivy, checking that out, but they should realize now that this is definitely going to be a B push. Running into the Molotov there, Exist going to be going down, and that is the AK, and the armor dropped, and a bit of a shot coming through. Body doing quite a lot of work here, but NIP, they already got the bomb plant, and now they just have to see if they can get maybe a couple of kills here. Forrest not really finding any luck, and that actually is a really good round for G2. Nobody dying.
Yeah, solid hold here for G2. Perfect anti-eco. Everybody survives the round. They took their time with it as well, because I think that as far as G2 are concerned, once they realize what NIP are up to, they shouldn't be risking it to try and deny the plant. Instead, it's just stay alive, be confident in your retake. You know you have the superior firepower, so don't take any big risks, trying to beat the hero to stop the bomb plant or anything like that. No, let them get the money, because they ecoed anyway. They're going to be buying in the next round anyway. So that's the kind of mindset that G2, they're able to display now. Some restraint.
Now, I hate doing this, but Freiburg hasn't killed anyone yet. And we're just starting now in the 9th round. So that also has to change. Exist is also on 2 kills. They need those 2 players to do something in the next couple of rounds just to get NIP a little bit back into this, because otherwise they are playing at a significant handicap. So something has got to change for those 2 players.
Yeah, at least it's not a James Bond, right? He does have a couple assists. Get right with the boost, though, and this time Smith is waiting. Perfectly done there by the French sniper. And a man advantage now for G2 as NIP, once again, kind of forced to sit and wait for Forrest to get something done. But G2 should be ready for this. They should not get caught off guard by Forrest pushing out through A main. This is one of his favorite plays to go for. So they need to just make sure that they're not giving him any easy ways in. And I think with 2 guys holding on the other side of Ivy Train, it's going to be tough here for Forrest to have an impact. It's all about timing at this point for him, just waiting, hoping that they're falling asleep. And, well, I guess he does catch Smith sleeping. What was that? Smith, I guess he was just aiming up on A main, because that was a free kill for Forrest. Scream at RPK, though, bringing it back.
Oh, and a great double kill for RPK means Exist has got to do everything on his own right now. And it's been a bit of a tough start for him. That's a good headshot, though. He's still got the life for it, and he's still got the time. He could even rotate back to B if he really wanted to try and fake it out. He does see the gun drop down there. Still alive and still at 56 health. Nice headshot on body. And G2, not sure. I mean, Shox right now is going to be really annoyed. They were just in a 3v1. Shox is going to win it back for his team, but I guarantee you Shox is still going to be talking to them and saying, don't ever do that again. Why are we fighting him? He doesn't have the bomb down or anything. That's such a shot. Wow.
Back. But still, yeah. You can see the frustration. That's like the level of frustration that Exist will show as well. Like, the face doesn't change.
Why is anyone fighting Exist at that point in time?
It's just arms raised, moments hesitation there, moments frustration, and then right back into it. And, well, I mean, NIP, this is a bit more in line with what we expect to see on T-side, or at least on Train, right? More of a CT-sided map. Right now, G2, they have it going their way, but NIP are not out of it yet. It hasn't got completely out of control. 7-2 the score for G2, and, well, it's NIP on pistols once again here. And once again, this is like some OG Train stuff, man. Just right back into inner. Cross their finger, hope that they can get out here and actually get that bomb down, get that bonus money. Ooh.
What a great adjustment coming out of body. That's not an easy flick, and they only lose him. Heads up play right now from the new addition to the team. That'll make it 8-2. And G2, I mean, their money is not great, but every time it's low, they have a round like this one where they just only lose 1 or none, and it really helps them out against NIP.
They're just constantly having that buffer to fall back on. After buying, nearly all of them sitting around 3, 4K, you lose the round, you're going to be able to buy in the next one, and that's all G2 wants to do at this point, just maintain that buffer. so that NIP can't just put them onto Eco and NIP can start getting some easy rounds on the board. NIP, though, after that bound plant, they've got more than enough money. Force has got his op again. They have full nades, and they're going straight into the B halls to begin with here. Though there will be a little bit of presence over here by Pop Dog, so they are taking their time with it. But quick take here on the upper hall, making sure that, well, G2 can't get too comfortable. And NIP, they've been very good about getting that bomb plant down on the B site. So they're probably thinking, okay, well, we got rifles. Well, they must obviously be better, right, Anders? You know, we definitely win the round then.
I could follow that logic. I'm in on that train. Exist gonna be sneaking down the slope, and Forest is on the high ground with the AWP. We'll see if we can put that to good use. There is right now a smoke going up. But look at the three-man stack going on to the B-bomb side right now. That's a lot of people here for the G2 side, and Body off to a good start. That drops the bomb. He almost picks up the second kill, and Shox is going to be there to catch Exist with a bit of a cross there. Freiburg, he gets the bomb down, and that grenade won't kill him.
Now Forrest has the high ground advantage with that AWP. Watching for the flank, he takes out Shoxy. He's still expecting that second man as well. Easy kill for him. No, misses the flick, but Pyth takes out RPK's teammate Smith in the meantime. And Forrest on the second try around will pick up the kill. Third round on the board for NIP. And I hope that we can get a replay of it actually Exist. You know, it's like the kills are all nice and nice and dandy, right? But Exist, his mechanical movement there, man, his control of the movement going off the ladder to just skim over that Molotov, that's some sexy stuff.
And that's an important round, but it comes back again to this problem that G2, because of the previous round, they had just enough to make the spy work. Again, the double up setup. So now NIP, they have a real shot of getting into this first half. If they can win this round, they're going to be in a great position to actually do it. Freiburg going to be going down. That was Shox close range with the AWP, and Forrest up on the train, trying to see if he could maybe find a way to get his team back into the round, as Pyth going to be going down there. Smith with a shot, and Exist, get right, going to be falling. Nobody dying. That Scream picking up the last 3 kills, and we're going to be at a 9-3 scoreline. Well, the money for NIP. 2 players here with enough to buy. Forrest could go for a Galil, and they could do Tech 9 armor for the rest, but seems like they're not quite going to risk it. I don't know if it's absolutely necessary that they do, but maybe they should have tried to put maybe a bit more into this round and just bought themselves a bit of a chance here. 13th round is in, and right now G2 are looking for a very, very good first half.
Opening shot, perhaps? I mean, they have been very good. Again, NIP, they want to get back into this, so let's see if they can be successful. 3 rounds left in this half, and they need every one of them.
Oh, Shox. Clever angle right now. Flashbang not going to touch him. And Get Right is going to go down to Body right afterwards. So Grenade going a bit long there. Not quite doing enough damage, and Shox still pushing up and getting that shot on Forrest, who really just wanted to shoulder peek that. And look at Shox. Not quite going to get the last kill, but Triple will do it for the round. Very, very calm and very, very composed in that close range fight, even with the AWP. Currently rocking a 13-4 scoreline, and we're going to go to the 14th round. This is not looking good for NIP.
Not at all, not one bit. Because now it's starting to get a little scary. Now that, I mean, G2, 10 rounds, perfectly acceptable CT side half so far as G2 are concerned. They're feeling good about this. And there's only 2 rounds left here for NIP to have an impact. This next one is going to be key because it's the big buy round here for NIP. So if they can't pick this one up, then it's into force buy territory and it gets nasty. G2 can really have a dominant first half score. So NIP, they're still not willing to just go for the straight A aggression. I mean, there is going to be a quick smoke going down. Top Dog should be able to get out. There's nobody holding close. But they've invested some nades, they've invested some smokes, and it's still unclear right now for G2 where they're going. Scream will find a kill on Pyth, though, and that was by A main, but Forrest is still here, so security pin basically here for NIP.
Maybe Forrest is going to have to try and get them back. Get Right. Oh, how did he spot out Body? That's a very heads-up play coming through. And Forrest with the follow-up kill there, taking out RPK. Get Right. Playing at the edge of the smoke. Is Forrest going to pick up one more kill, and the bomb running into the A bomb site. What a round here for NIP. Get Right taking a fight. He doesn't really have to, and he's going to go down the Scream. A bit dangerous, I would say. He could have just bought all the time in the world there for his team.
Problem is that Forrest is already up in Sniper. So coming through that connector is really going to be a bit nasty here for Scream. And yeah, he's thinking, okay, well, not even going to attempt that. Might try and pair up with Shoxy so we can work together from the same angle, maybe get that buddy system going. But with all 3 points, like the Triangle of Doom is set up here, Anders. I mean, Shoxy's not going to spot the man until it's too late. Forrest will find him, and it's going to be on Scream now, and he's thinking, I got to back off. I got to try and save my gun for the next round. What he would love to do right now is to get one final kill, and if they give it to him, NIP, that's a bit of a mistake. Forrest has plenty of HP. He should be able to survive. And Scream, thinking about holding on to this AK. Forrest waiting right around the corner, and it's going to be imperative. I mean, it's going to be so important that he stays alive, and he just barely manages it. Doesn't walk into Forrest. Holds onto the AK for the next round.
I mean, if Get Right goes down to body, then G2 can just focus on this bomb side, and it gets so much rougher. But a really, really good sort of play on either side of the map, really. Forrest with the double Get Right with just the 1 kill in there. And right now, 4-10 as we go into the last round of the half here. And NIP with a chance. I mean, if this finishes 10-5, I still think G2 are going to be all right with it. But NIP, they are still very competitive in that scoreline. Exist almost being run over here. 3 members, he picks up the kill. Counterflash is coming out, and oh, they're turning it around. Scream going to be going down, and what a fantastic trade for NIP.
And they just nearly ran right into the trap. G2, they haven't gone for an aggressive play like that. And look at this, Smith doesn't care about the Molotov, gonna run right in and eats a nade. Pyth with the read, drops him. And it's on RBK now, smokes, incendiaries, all the nades, and even some bullets thrown in. Freiburg will find the kill, the last kill of the first half. 10-5, the last score here, the score at the end of the half. And well, and the G2, I think they should give themselves a pat on the back.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a respectable first half, but I mean, NIP with these last couple of rounds really making it competitive again. The only reason that triple push doesn't work is the flashbang that comes out, because Exist is horribly caught off guard, but the flash saves him, and then they just turn it around. Real cool teamwork coming out of NIP. That's going to be the first half done. When we come back for the second half, we'll see if G2 also know how to play the terrorist side after a break.
65%, baby, you know, pushing it up there. Scream, he just consistently delivers above 70% headshot rating. And it's come back to haunt him in the past, and it might have cost him a couple kills in this map as well, you know, where he gets caught up with that tapping thing, and then if he had maybe gone just for a burst, oh, he might have got that kill, right? But it's just like hardwired into him at this point. You know, he always looks for the headshot.
Yeah, I mean, a man has a reputation to uphold, right? I can appreciate that. Get Right, just trying to poke some fun at Shox there, who doesn't really want to take that fight, which is good news. He's supposed to set up a smoke that's going to land right next to Exist here, down at Ivy. So Exist can't help out in main. There's 4 people rushing in, and NIP is saying, no, we're not going to try and fight that, and for good reason as well. The Glock train arriving here at the A-bomb side, and it's going to be Exist to go down first. 4 versus 5, and Shox holding. He knows Get Right's coming, and he's going to win that fight. A battle those 2 players have had for a long, long time. Forrest jumping around the corner and still winning the fight. That's ridiculous. Now, finally going to go down to Scream, and of course it's a headshot. Freiburg, the last man alive, and he dies to body, and that will absolutely be the end of it. Freiburg, though, I mean, he's trying to make it back in. He's got 4 kills. He needs more, though.
This isn't good enough, though. For 4 of these players right now on NIP, they're sitting in, you know, mid-single digits. Freiburg may be bringing up the rear, right? But Get Right, Exist. We're not seeing that same level that we saw earlier on today to start things off versus Optic, right? So it's only really Forrest, 14 frags. He's the one who seems to be hitting his shots. The rest of them really need to start waking up here if they want to turn things around, NIP, because they just lost the pistol. And this is different. 5 Deegs, no Kevlar.
I love it. I absolutely love it. But I also like the speed of G2 in this round. They immediately rush. They have 1 flashbang behind them to make that rush work, and then they're out in the yard. No bomb hunt yet, though, and oh! That was a kinky shot coming out of Freiburg to take down RPK. I'm not sure it was quite planned, but he'll probably take it either way. Scream looking for the long angle down the side of the train there to try and see if he could maybe pick up a kill and get his team back in the round.
Scream, yeah, they see there's the tap. Still with the taps. He will just do that. He's a bit, you know, obsessed at this point. Shoxy, though, with the flank, he's going to be able to pick up 1 and 2 with that MAC-10. Bonus money in his pocket. He's going to be pleased about that. Leaves Get Right as the last man alive here, and Scream just tapping him away. Eventually finds another headshot. Nuts. But it's a 12-5 scoreline now for G2. And IP sitting on 5 rounds.
Look at that kill.
That's a bit, yeah, silly.
Yeah, sadly for Get Right, Scream hurt him with the flank there, so wasn't much of a flank after all. Someone needs to help out Forrest in the top right now. She is doubling the round score of pretty much most of his team except for Pyth, but He's gotta do more. He's gotta do just a little bit more. Doubling the kills is what I mean. But 17 on Scream, Shocks and Body at 16. A much more cohesive scoreline there on the G2 side.
Clever play from NIP, I like it. Would have been a bit more useful here, perhaps, you know, when you're getting rushed down by 3 players in Ivy, but I do like, you know, like what, the quad nades into main. Just looking to find the shots. Pyth gonna get overrun by RPK with that MAC-10. And it's down to Forrest and Freiburg, last 2 alive here. Forrest will find a kill on Smiths. But it's still a 1v4 scenario here. He's only got the USP, he doesn't have better firepower than this, and RPK will eventually find the kill again with that MAC-10. So they've been very good about finding kills with the SMGs here. It's really gonna help their money. 7,300 before buying anything this round for RPK. It's a lot of money to have in the bank.
13-5. And NIP, the first time here in the second half they could really put up a fight, and they don't have the AWP, and that's a bit of a shame. I mean, it buys you so much space to work with when you have one part of the map sort of covered by that rifle. So we'll see if it's going to have an impact on this round or not. GetRight's going to be pushing a little bit aggressive over at B, and we saw him do that earlier, but down at Ivy, there might be another fight.
Certainly is another counter boost. They really do like to go for the boosts here. Body goes for the jump, gets spotted. Now it can exist, get out of here. Look at this, that's hail of bullets just chasing him. He's gonna try and make the mad dash, and he does make it back to safety with 5 HP. Nice punish coming in there with Pyth. With the HE, a little bit of damage there, chucked onto RPK, but Forrest looking for more, looking to get an extra punish in there, and it just doesn't happen. Easy shot, easy kill, brings it back to a 4-on-4.
You got to think maybe the thinking was there was so much going on down at Ivy, there's no way they're going to be focused on main right now. They did hear a lot of rifles shooting down there, so maybe that was going on, but... Well,
Pyth just heard them all rotate into Brown Halls. So instantly you can see 3 players from NIP making their way over towards B site. Wow. They want to get ready for this, and this read, Pyth, that was the master play.
GetRight is here, sees the first flashbang come through. They should be winning this round, and that's a good spray from Freiburg, almost a triple. Smith, the last one left, making the jump, surviving on 1 health. If they could hit a flashbang right now.
Yes.
He's got the armor, so I'm not quite sure. Smoke goes up there. They got to be careful because the AK does kill in 1 headshot, but Pyth there to zone it out, and a good round for NIP.
Yeah, Pyth actually having the HP to take that challenge. But the aggression might exist. I mean, started it off, but it's really Pyth with that aggression, with that push into A main that gave them everything. That's why you see, I mean, CT players, they will try and hold not so often close to main because it's a little bit of a tricky spot, but Pop Dog, they love to get up into Pop Dog because that allows them to just gather all this audio data, basically, just say, okay, right, we're hearing like 2 guys' footsteps. You know, they might be rotating over here. It's just that early warning system. You saw it worked perfectly there for NIP. So a 6th round on the board for them, 13-6. G2 still very much in the lead. But NIP now, they've got a shot. They've got a chance.
Oh, they've definitely got a chance still. A little bit of money on them, even if they make the spy happen. And Smith's with this AWP. He's actually in the past been pretty good at these main shots. So if NIP try and challenge him, I could see him coming out on top of that.
He's been pretty snappy. They don't have that AWP to really, you know, stop him with, and he is going to miss the first flick shot, so unfortunate turn of events there for Smiths.
A real shame because he actually jumped to see him getting up there, so he had a little bit of an edge, but couldn't quite land it. Forrest playing close to main again. A little bit of a defensive setup here for the French side. GetRight ready to take a kill and then fall back into the bomb side if needed. It's going to be on RPK.
And it works perfectly, except that Shoxy was in position. Somehow GetRight wins the duel. Crouches behind the wood, and the wallbang damage saves him in the end. He wins that duel flat out. 2 kills for GetRight. Exists looking for more, but Smith is there to get the punish. And they bring it back to a 3v4. GetRight still very low.
Yeah, but he's moving up, and that's probably the last thing. Shox will have called out how low GetRight is, so no one will be expecting him to be this far up. Scream is a little bit paranoid, but this is a very, very good play from GetRight. It's so counterintuitive that there's a real good chance they're just going to be walking in and feeding him a kill. And if he can just trade 1 for 1 right now, GetRight, then that's all they need. He has the bomb as well, 30 seconds left. They need to go.
All right, he's hearing these footsteps as well, so he's trying to communicate to his teammates. A little bit of information. They're going to stay solid. Freiburg way back in CT spawn. Could rotate over quickly to help GetRight, who is currently hot on Scream's heels. 15 seconds left, and Scream hits the headshot on Forrest. Forrest really likes to use that sniper spot. It seems like he's been figured out. Scream with the 2nd kill onto Freiburg, and now it's Pyth moving forward, denies the plant. No, just in the nick of time, but Smith misses the shot. And Pyth with the triple spray to save the day. So close for G2, but Smith has to hit that shot. You lose 2 players, you lose your 2 teammates on the site. You have to hit that shot with the AWP.
That's actually insane. I have no idea how that works out, because once they know that Get Right's coming from behind, I mean, look, this seems like a 1 round. Body actually instantaneously headshots Get Right, and that was supposed to be the big play, the big flank coming through. Pyth just a bit of a madman in that round, making it 13-7. And the money for G2 is not complete, but they're going to keep pressuring NIP. They know that the Swedish economy is also not looking good.
Exactly. They're definitely not out of it just yet, but Pyth has got that AWP now. Let's see, Smith. There's the bait. Is he going to get the setup here? Pyth is looking for the man on the left side now, but Smith's not finding that target. This is just the duel. Who's going to be more patient? Who's going to, crack first? The incendiary going down. Pyth basically saying, hey, I know you guys are over there right now. See how you deal with this.
Yeah, you could, I mean, sometimes you could throw a couple of grenades and just force someone into peeking when maybe they didn't want to. There's a shot from Pyth. RPK trying to go for a bit of a jump past and just gets picked out mid-air.
They're going for these baits all over the place. Smith's just a second too late to see over the smoke to pick off Pyth as well. And now Pyth going to go for the crouch peek into it and hits the second shot. Must think he's going duck hunting right now. Both of those were mid-air. And he could get the peek as well onto Exist, who just keeps dancing around the angle. Shock's not going to find the kill. Instead, Freiburg takes out his teammate. Eventually, Shocks will do it, but Pyth is there to save the day. And it's just going to be Scream now in a 1v4. NIP, they're well on their way to running this back now.
Oh, is this impressive? Scream, he still could do a lot in a round like this. NIP have not had many survivors in the previous round, and the Scream can make sure they don't in this round either. That's going to be big. There's the first one going through. One more kill, and this will suddenly be acceptable for G2. He's pushing out. Get Right is in the corner waiting. Going to let him pass, and that's definitely a good idea. Scream, he can still find cover from Get Right to get the bomb down, but it definitely won't be easy. He's going to go in between the 2 trains, and Get Right, easy shot there. And that's a round for NIP with 3 survivors, and that's important.
That is a sick shot from Pyth. The same thing here. He catches Smith dropping. Ah. 2 big kills, and the third. Big round for Pyth with that AWP, showing his versatility, showing that he can go for the rifle, pistol, AWP. That's the kind of versatility that they need on NIP's side right now. And he is top fragging. He has taken the lead over Forrest, who somewhat dropped off. I mean, Forrest is now just at the 15 kills. But somebody showed up to give him a helping hand.
Yeah, and that's really important. You see the difference it makes for NIP. Suddenly, they can put up a fight against G2 right now. We have a 5-round difference between the 2 teams, and we're going to see if they can bring it all the way back here in NIP. That's certainly going to be really heartbreaking for G2, who have done a lot of work here on train already. Pistol's not really working out, though, getting none of the kills.
Actually, Scream, helping out a little bit there. Shocks and Body, the guys with Deagles at the end of Valley. Exist will have spotted out both, so that's all the information NIP need at this point. And they already have the flank coming in towards T-Spawn. They'll find that bomb in a minute as well. And that's actually Forrest who's going to spot that out. So pretty much 100% round for NIP at this point now that they have bomb control. So it's all on Body now with 5 HP and a dream. Can he get the 1, Deegs?
You say that in plural. I feel like that's too much. Maybe just the 1.
Well, 13-9, and Nip 1 round closer to tying this up. They are still in this fight. CT Train, I mean, you can definitely stack rounds. And if they get close, if G2 pick up a round, it's not the end of the world. NIP will still be within striking distance. And so this is still G2 investing everything in this round after that round of Eco. That was the plan. No bank left. But NIP still just rocking the single AWP. I'm a little surprised about that, actually, because you could go for Pyth with the AWP, sure, but then why not have Forrest as well?
Maybe it's time G2 just try for something default, something real simple that they've tried a lot of times and see how NIP react to it. Get Right, gonna be right in the smoke on the other side, and he did this earlier in the day against Optic, and it's still working. Shock's gonna end up going down.
That's so deadly as well. That battle between the 2 legends. It's all about the mind games. Not many people are gonna say that they want to, take on Get Right in mind games like that. Not a good time.
So G2 are in fact going to try for a very common play here, which is going to be the smokes heading into the A bomb site. You see that whole wall of smokes going down, covering off the train, see if they can get the bomb down on the other side. They're already out. This is a very, very quick bomb plant. You don't always get a chance to do that, but get RPK, as he's falling back, he ends up going down to Freiburg. That's an excellent shot. Oh, Body going to be taking out Forrest, and it's a 3-on-3.
They are managing to bring it back here. Freiburg dancing around on the train itself, but he's going to get flanked. Caught out by Body, who only has the 10 HP. Still another kill. Exist will finally track him down. But Smiths and Scream are still here to guard this bomb, and Get Right's been smoked off, and Pop Dog is finally going to clear him. Maybe even Scream is going to find the long-distance spray, and it's all on Get Right now, only to die to Smiths. They're friends out of the game, but when he comes in game, Murderers. No quarter given. But a beautiful shot there from Body to start things off. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and that kept them in the round. He's also top fragging at 21, tied with Scream at the moment, and that's going to bring G2 up to 14 rounds. Now, here is a real change for NIP. It's the auto sniper. So we got 2 M4s, 2 Max 7s, and an auto sniper. I kind of like this play.
I haven't seen this in a while, right? And then it's not Get Right using it, but look at this. No fear from G2. Straight out, power onto the site. And Exist trying to get the line going. He's got open ground. He can spot them, but the flash forces him to change it up, only to go there and find Body. Here's the strong start for the Scar 20. He's got a real chance to just rack up kills now. Scream will take out his mate, and RPK catches him looking the wrong way. It's falling apart for NIP. It's down to the 2 shotguns on the site.
Oh no, and this is not great. Forrest goes down, RPK Get Right out in the open. Never gonna happen. 15-9 is what we're looking at now, and G2 just a single round away from taking away Train, and you saw how hyper-effective those smokes were in just zoning out that auto sniper. It's just really trying to find the right angle, and he couldn't.
Oh, this is just brutal, man. Now it's the force buy from NIP. Whatever they can do now, it happens, but that was the perfect time for G2 to just go all out, no fear. Straight out onto the site, total change of pace. NIP just weren't expecting that aggression on the A site. You can see, Exist just wasn't in the right place at the right time. And now they could go for more as well. They are leaving the 1. That's Shoxy, of course, the lurk. Going to be playing over by Ali, trying to draw some attention over here. But in the meantime, his mate's ready to clear out Brown Halls, looking towards that B site.
Not going to be easy for NIP to try and get back into this round here. I mean, if they run into the scout of Python, maybe. And I think as a result, you see NIP going for a bit of a stack on the B bomb side, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, 3 players there. They seem to be sensing it as well. No spot there from Exist. He's looking towards Ali. He's not seeing anybody there. And so this is Get Right. Perfect range here with the CZ75. Oh no, he's going to get caught with the nade in his hand. It couldn't be worse. That's the beauty of CS. Timing is always there to wreck you. Shoxy will find Freiburg, so the flank is down, and Scream will take Forrest off of the B side itself. So it's down to Exist and Pyth, and it's just not going to happen. It's all to Exist now, 1v4. G2 looking like they're about to wrap this up. They have all the time in the world as well. They aren't even feeling pressured. They're not even looking for the bomb.
Wow, what a performance here from G2. Exist going to be going down. Scream with the triple, and it's 16-9 in favor of G2 eSports over NIP on Train. That's just a very impressive performance.